At the start of January 2020, I had $57,356.90 of total debt, and I am currently at $53,650.96. So I paid off a total of $3,705.94. Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to share with you my January update in regards to my spending, my debt, and my extra income. So at the beginning of the month, I did set a few financial goals, and I'll link that video down below in case you missed it, but I'm going to go through those really quickly. So I did mention a couple of business goals, which is also tied into my finances because it brings in an income. And I said a couple of things, like I wanted to get a new client, I wanted to increase my AdSense or my ad revenue from Mediavine on my blog, and I was hoping to get this channel monetized. So I did not get a new client, but I did have a current client extend coaching for another month with me, so it's kind of like a new client. As far as ads go on my blog, it was literally January was the lowest revenue I have ever made, ever, with this company. So I've been with them for about a year now, and I don't think I even broke $300 this month, which is extremely low. Unfortunately, my page views are down, and also RPM goes down just because that time of year, the first quarter, is usually one of the lowest. And it is what it is. That's fine. I'm still working on it, and I did, go through a couple of things with the company and change things about my blog, but it's not a big deal. I'm not stressing about it. I'm grateful that it's still bringing money in. I did hit my lowest revenue, but we'll work on that still and hopefully get that back up soon. I also wanted to get this channel monetized, and that would have been like a month of creating content and then getting this channel monetized. It did not happen. Obviously, I have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I'm probably, let's see, I think I have 260 something subscribers, so I am not even halfway there. But my goal is to have this channel monetized by the end of this first quarter. I'm not gonna stress about it if it doesn't hit that, but that is just a goal that I'm aiming for, and I plan on reaching that goal by creating content twice a week and uploading that twice a week. And also just the fact that I am niching down to just finances should help overall, but I'm not, stressing about that or too concerned about it. Just it's a goal that I have. In regards to my financial goals, one of the biggest goals was having a no spend year. And obviously that includes the first month of the year. And I kept track of my no spend year on this little calendar. I just printed out a blank calendar. I had some stickers laying around the house that I just put each day that I did not spend money. As you can see, I did not spend any unnecessary money, and so I reached my goal, which is pretty exciting. I know this time last year I did not spend much either, but it is still a big accomplishment for me that I didn't do any unnecessary spending. I will share with you my budget in just a moment so you can see the breakdown of where my money did go, but just know that I did not buy anything that I did not plan for. My other financial goal was to spend less than $250 on groceries, and I also met that goal. So I spent about $240 on groceries, and I'll share that in my budget as well. But that is a huge win for me because typically I am way over that. And to be honest, I did have a couple of gift cards from Christmas where I used those to purchase groceries, but a lot of it I was stocking up on things that I know I'll be using in the future or that I needed. But I was under $250. I was being really intentional about what I was cooking and sticking to really simple foods, simple meals that I could prep for the week. So this included a lot of curries and rice and beans and just really simple ingredients that are affordable. The other financial goal I had was to maintain a positive money mindset, and I would say I am for the most part. I'm definitely still doing this no spend year from a place of abundance. Like I genuinely am happy to do this no spend year because I don't feel like I need anything else in my life. However, I did realize that toward the end of the month, I started obsessing a little bit too much about my finances again, which is just something I do constantly. And it is, I just enjoy looking at my finances and adding things up and figuring out where I can save and how quickly I can pay off debt and other things that I can do. And it can get to the point where it stresses me out, or it can be probably considered unhealthy. And I'm trying to stay away from that, but I am still working on my money mindset for sure. I wouldn't say I'm in a bad place whatsoever, especially because I had a really good month financially just by the amount of debt that I paid off and knowing what this year is going to look like. But it is still something that I actively need to work on. I have been journaling every day and writing about money pretty frequently. So I'm in a good place in general with my money mindset. I also wanted to share with you guys my extra income that I made from the month. So this is money that I made on top of my full-time job. But some of this income, or a lot of the income, also comes from me selling things around the house and just trying to find ways to make more money. So let's just get right into it. So I made $334.87 from Mediavine ads. These are the ads displayed on my blog. My numbers keep decreasing. So this is from the ad revenue that I made back in November or October. I can't remember if it's 2 months or 3 months back, but it has slowly been decreasing throughout the end of 2019 and obviously into January, but it's still not bad. And then I do have to pay taxes on that. I made $44.18 from Teachable. This is from November earnings. So I sold a couple of courses. My discipline course, it is linked down below if you're interested. I made $2.28 from my Etsy shop. So that was from selling a sticker, which is also linked down below. I made $13.30 from being an Amazon affiliate. I was expecting a little more from this, but this is from October earnings, I believe, or November earnings. Whenever you make money online, I've mentioned this before, but all of the money comes like 2 or 3 months later because that's just how most of the companies work. So that is from a while ago, but I made a good amount of extra income in December from Amazon. So I'm gonna obviously share that with you once it comes to it. As I mentioned, I sold a few things around my house. I sold like an old camera, some workout clothes, things like that. And I made $143.32. That was from selling on Mercari, eBay, and on Poshmark. The final thing I made was $9.53 because I sold a few of my final stocks that I had on Robinhood. They were like really small stocks, and transfer that money to my bank account. So $9.53. And I actually lost money from selling those. I know I mentioned in my video before that January would not be a very exciting month financially, but it actually turned out to be quite the opposite. And I paid off the most amount of debt I think I've ever paid off from my own money, because there was a time where I was able to pay off like $9,000 of debt at one time, but that was because we sold our house and I got some of the money from that. So this was like my actual savings, and I'll link the video down below, but you might have already seen it, where I paid off over $3,000 of my credit card debt, which was actually a balance transfer. If you go watch that video, you'll see what happened, but basically I was saving too much for my taxes and paying too much for my taxes. So I had money left over from the end of the year, and it was a pretty significant amount. So I was able to actually pay off a whole credit card, and then I was able to pay off almost $900 of another credit card. So that is why my debt lowered by over $3,700, which is amazing. I'm so grateful for that, and I am so glad to start the year off with that. And to be honest, this month has felt so long. It feels like I paid that off months ago. It feels like I put that $3,000 to my debt months ago. And so it almost feels as if I haven't made any progress. It's so strange how it feels that way, but like I know it's a good thing that I paid off that much debt, especially in 1 month, but it almost still feels like it's just not enough looking at the big picture, because there's still $53,000 to go, and this is the whole journey of getting out of debt. Like, you just have to take it one day at a time, one payment at a time, literally, and just be patient, because this is my little tracker. I already filled it in. So I am now under $54,000 in debt, which is pretty significant to do in 1 month. But, you know, I still have all this to go. So while these tools I do really like, I really appreciate having these to color in, I think it's fun, it is still a little bit overwhelming to know that I have that much more to pay off. I also was able to color in a couple of these squares. So obviously I was able to color in the whole credit card that I paid off, and some of my Bank of America credit card, and then some of my auto loan as well. As far as the breakdown of my debt at the moment, so I have one credit card left. This is actually a balance transfer of my student loans, as I mentioned, and I have $3,398.52 left on that, and that is all just a balance transfer. So I'm not being charged interest on it, and I have until June to pay it off. Otherwise, it will be charged the high interest amount, which I believe is about 24%. And now that I was able to pay off a big chunk of that credit card debt, I would like to pay this off by the end of March. My car is the next largest debt. I have $13,917.07 left to go on that. And then my student loans are at $36,335.37. So that's where the $53,000 comes from. Now let's go into my budget. Okay, so here's my budget and actual spending for the month of January. At the top here, I have my income, which I already covered, but this came to a total of $7,972.48. And the reason this is higher than what I had mentioned before is because I had that savings in my high yield savings account for my taxes, but I was able to transfer that over to my checking account and use that to pay off that high amount of debt. So that's where this $7,000 comes from. And now, as you may know, my income is not taxed, so I have to pay taxes myself. That includes my full-time job and any extra income that I make. Some of my extra income I do not plan on having to pay taxes on, like Amazon, for example. If you don't make over a certain amount in the year, then you do not have to pay taxes on it. If you haven't already seen the video already of me paying off over $3,000 of debt, I highly recommend you go watch that, because that explains everything into more detail. But I had budgeted $1,455 for my taxes, but I actually only had to save $1,006 for my taxes, for my full-time job and my extra income. And so this was a savings of $449, which I was able to put toward my debt. My rent was the exact amount, $1,316. My renter's insurance was actually, I budgeted $1,666 because that's what it has been, and it actually came to be $1,566, and I think it's going to be this from now on. So that saved me $1. Trash is always $35. Wi-Fi was $50. Electricity, I budgeted $60, which was actually not enough. So my electricity was $62.90, and so I spent $2.90 more than budgeted. That's not a big deal. Water and sewage, I budgeted $40, but it actually came out to $35.41, so a savings of $4.59. My sinking funds, I put $200 to. My Roth IRA, I put $100 to. That is an automatic transfer. My food budget was $250, and as you guys know, I stayed under budget, and that was only $241.20, so I saved $8.80. My gas, I budgeted $55 for, but I actually only got gas once for whatever reason. So it was $26.34, a savings of $28.66. My health includes my Ritual multivitamin subscription. That is the same, $32.40. My car, minimum payment, $382.55, so that's that. Student loans, $301.14. Insurance, this includes life insurance, vision and dental, $147.15. That was the same. Spotify was $9.99. My phone, car insurance, and extra money for my sister For the dogs, I budgeted $280 for, and actually I only paid $230 because basically I cover my, if you go back in the video I mentioned this there too, but I pay for my dad and stepmom's phone bills because my dad pays for my car insurance, so it equals out. However, they paid off their phones, so it lowered the monthly payment by $50. And so I offered my dad $50 each month. Like I told him I would like to pay him $50, but he is awesome and super nice and told me to keep it and invest it. So that gave me a savings of $50 and will be a savings of $50 from now on, for the near future anyway. For business, this is any sort of investment back into my business. I budgeted $120 because I was expecting to have to pay for a logo design, but I only paid $19.99 because my friend who is designing it is still in the process of creating it. So that was a savings of $100.01. So that will just roll over into when I do actually pay him. Bank of America, I was planning to put $114 to, but I put $926.15 to, which is an extra $812.15 to that credit card, which is amazing. That's why this is in blue and not in red, because while I was over budget, we don't really count debt as a budget. You know what I'm saying? So that's a really good thing. Even better was that my Capital One credit card, I budgeted the minimum payment of $36 and I paid the whole thing off. So $2,231.32. And so obviously that was a huge difference. And then Grow You is the group coaching program I am part of, and that was $49 per usual. Now looking at this, I'm realizing I am missing one expense, and that is just donation. So every month I try to donate at least $50, and that is exactly what I did. So the total spending I did, including my debt, was $7,468.20, which, as you can see, has some money left over from my income. But excluding my debt and my savings, I spent a total of $2,321.04, which is not too bad. My February budget will be in a separate video that will be coming on Monday. And in that video, I will share with you not only my budget, but also my money goals for February, and also a couple of changes that I made in regards to my finances. So stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions, please comment them down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not already. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.